JD Talking Sports. It is Tuesday, January 19th, 2021. Jared Porter was recently hired as the Mets GM, met a woman in an elevator, once a foreign reporter, I think from Brazil, and proceeded to send her emails, which ended up sending a picture of his penis. This happened when he was with the Cubs. The Cubs were, unbeknownst to them, didn't know anything about this. The Mets hired him, and this all came out because the woman was afraid that he'd risen to a position of power. And Stephen Cohen just said that we have zero tolerance, and boom, he is done as the Mets GM. Now, this is the thing. The great thing about the world today is that social media makes people do things very impulsively. And a lot of times, the impulsiveness is a bad impulse. And in this case, a guy who had worked himself up and now is a GM of a Major League Baseball team, which not a lot of guys can say. But I remember Steve Phillips was banging one of the interns, and maybe he got her pregnant or whatever, and he ended up getting fired. So a lot of these guys do dumb shit. Cashman cheated, and then but he didn't end up losing his job over that. But, people do stuff time and time again. Brett Favre said penis pictures to a woman. It didn't affect him, his playing career, whatever. But a lot of guys have a camera, and they like sending pictures of the penis. And that's all right. If the girl, and actually men do it with or without their consent, which isn't cool at all. Because, you don't want to open up an email and bam, there it is. And you're like, hey. But he lost his job. And it's well-deserved. And Stephen Cohen is trying to run a good ship here. And they'll find another guy. And that's all I really got to say about that. That social media, it worked with the Capitol building, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, the people entering the Capitol building, they're all getting busted, and they should, and they were live streaming on social media, and they're idiots, and they should. And Jared Porter, with a woman who he talked to once, I don't know what made him think there was anything going on there, and he just kept sending emails, and then he said it was a stock photo, it was a joke or whatever. Well, the joke ended up costing your job. I don't know why. And that's another thing I was thinking. You're on top of, you